Thank you, Candace. Your presentation was a overwhelming victory of the visuals against texts. So you should be a movie director maybe in the future. Thanks a lot. We are moving to the next session. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Andreas Fisher-Appelt, who is the CEO of and owner of Fisher-Appelt International, and he will tell us the secret how to make benefits of the digital world and the digital agencies. Andreas.
Thank you. Yes, thanks a lot. And as chairman of PROI International, the independent network, let me as well thank ICCO for the great cooperation. We have a lot of friends here. Next year, I will have been in PR for 30 years. In the beginning, as students, my brother and I, we both founded the company. We had lots of fun working in our kind of garage. That was my living room in my small apartment, so we didn't have much space and a lot of tables were there on. And now we are one of the larger independent agencies with around 500 employees and $50 million fee income. And some of these artifacts of the old times we still have in our conference room. That is one, as Fred Cook mentioned, we have those same pictures of the youth. And but my topic today is, of course, what gets digital in the PR agency world and how we can profit from that. And this was our first digital piece. In the beginning, you see that it's a Mac 512. And this money we have saved, it was 16,000 marks. In the beginning, it was our money we made from publishing a student's newspaper. We invested it in a digital piece, this Mac, and the program PageMaker. It started us the career in the PR business. Of course, with publishing tools like PageMaker. And for us, digital PR has a past, and we relied on tools. But I think let this be history, because for me, after those 30 years, now is the most exciting time ever in PR and in the agency business. And of course, because there are so many changes, there's so much rapid change, and I think we have some kind of big disruption, and if it's not yet there, it's coming. It's coming for our industry too. And the ad agencies, they see the disruption even more. Sir Martin Sorrell, he mentioned in a recent speech that PR agencies should focus on technology, data, and content to help brands succeed. All of those depend on digital, a digital mindset, digital strategies, digital tools. And I think he is right. But I believe that's not enough. I think the people side of the business, as we see it, the way we approach it has to change even more. And what we've seen in the speech just before is that creativity is pretty much essential for successful PR in the digital age. It's about developing creative content, maybe not only award movies, what I would always say, because we are living and we are selling creative content that is liked, loved, and shared. And this is measurable as well. It's not only written, but it comes in many forms, such as moving images. For our agency, and this is another piece in our office, like creativity has always been a key to success. And we learned that easy, because with this Macintosh, we were able to publish things, to use tools to bring in really great creativity to PR presentations. And we learned that in most presentations, after a while, we won. So we won the presentations, and we were pioneering this in the German market, that creativity was superior to written concepts. And that was how we achieved growth rates of 50% in some years. like 20, 50, 90%. And so today this is industry standard. Every PR agency in the market has some creative department now. But I think that's not enough anymore. I think success in our business now depends on experts, digital expert. Let us use this pitch scenario again, and we figured out how we win pitches now. And this is if we take like real digital natives to our pitch, if we use compelling analytics, demonstrate superior web design, and as well technology officer. For example, we have a chief creative technology officer. He's only thinking about how he can apply, for example, Twitter and other things to technology. And we created some award cases with that. Maybe I'll show you later on that. But those guys are so special. The interesting thing is most agencies don't have them in our market, in the PR market. And if we bring them, they make a real difference because the clients, they feel that they could learn a lot from us. And in classical PR, it's not the case because clients think they are knowing more than the agency today. So for us, it's the people side that matters. And another thing holds true. I strongly believe today that the times of the PR generalist is over. It's past. It's a niche thing. Just only niche agencies can survive on a generalist in this classical media relations business. That means for us, we hire specialists. We have PR consultants, of course, but journalists write the text. No PR consultant writes a text anymore. We have editors, we have social media analysts, creative technology specialists, front-end designers, TV producers. And the TV sector came out to be now 140 people producing moving pictures, and we are able to have worldwide campaigns for large automotive companies because they are looking for moving picture content. They love that for the social networks, for the homepage, and so on. So you can grow a whole business on that. But this is sometimes not easy because we learned that we have to train those guys to work together here. For example, this is our smallest studio for the TV guys, but we exclusively run 2 large TV studios in Stuttgart for Mercedes-Benz. We have in all locations at least a little TV studio, but this is the smallest one in Hamburg. But as I mentioned, it's so difficult to bring all those experts together, and this Italian-style vintage coffee machine helps a lot. So where we meet, not everything is digital. So it's still, for us, a hard time that all those colleagues who come from different types of agencies have a hard time seeing eye to eye, at least in the beginning. It holds especially true if they are not used to working in an integrated agency setting. So for us, right now, and really organizational questions are at the heart of this matter. Do you opt for embedded social media specialists and journalists, or integrate them all together in a unified team? So for example, the social media specialists, we integrated upfront in a team for a client. But they didn't want to go for that anymore because they love different clients. And so we formed a social media team, and they do work for separate clients, and they work for the agency as well. So they have lots more fun and stay longer, for example. And another question, how do you most effectively assemble a winning pitch team? This still is difficult, and we are working on that. We are working on work methods and other things. So for us as independent, it's maybe easier to develop new structures if we don't have those large, big brands that have to be brought together, and we can do everything what we want. We can invest where we want. But there are still some obstacles to really achieve the goal to hire the best specialists. For example, we learned some years ago that the guys in the design sector, they never wanted to come to us because and as well today like the digital like website specialist, because it's not cool to work in a PR agency and it's not sexy to work in an ad agency. In our Fork brand, and that tells one part of the story, we acquired a brand and we let it separate. And I don't believe in one culture, for example. I believe in many cultures. And the guys in our web company have a separate culture. They start at 10 and work till night. They have a basement where they invite bands once a month. And they're very cool guys, but they are our most international guys that come from all over the world. And they really apply. They want to work only with this company because they are the coolest web design guys in Germany. And so, but they wouldn't work in a PR agency. They wouldn't work in our brand Fisher-Appelt. That's a learning, but right now we are figuring out how we get those guys together with the different brands to work in teams for pitches and so on. With those specialists, it has another little advantage, and that means cost, because specialists are very expensive. And they might not be they might not be in business all the time. So it can only be the case that the specialist model, you have to raise your hourly fees of the total agency, otherwise it doesn't work. But once you are so good and you're well received for that, you can raise your fees, and it happened. I think we are one of the agencies with the highest fees in Germany. So we can, I think, compete. And now I would like to show you some cases that might be kind of strange to you. What kind of we learned new business cases from the digital area are coming up where we can sell to clients. And as you've seen from my little speech, we are not going for the PR guys anymore. We are trying to go for the marketing guys because they have higher budgets. We are trying to redevelop advertising a bit in a way as well. And so, because content marketing is very sexy, and we gave ourselves the title Creative Content Group. So it's more appealing for the marketing guys. So I skip some of the charts and go on for a case we are right now doing. So we figured out, okay, there are various things because of the time. Various things we could maybe, what could we do in the market to invest? And we figured out with clients that there are areas that are non-really agency business. For example, here's one. That's marketing intelligence. And we figured out that many big clients, but as well mid-sized clients, have a problem managing their content. They have so many channels, they have so many platforms, but I have not seen a single agency in the business that is having a solution for that. So we figured out and went together. We formed a new company, and actually it's not yet really known to the market, but it's a new company. It's called Engine, E-N-G-N. The first of those, and more are to come of those companies that are not Fisher-Appelt anymore, and they are providing solutions in this sector. And this one case, so Engine as a marketing intelligence agency. So we realized this looks like stores, catalogs, television, internet, mailing. You see all those channels or all those platforms and all the content they have to put in there. And sometimes even catalogs are so much you can't really manage it anymore. So we wanted to be the company who's doing advice and helping them do a solution for that. And the case here is Vita. Vita is, I don't know, do you know Vita? Okay, it's a very advanced design shop for good furniture from Switzerland. They operate in about 12 countries. And it looked like that in the beginning. And then we applied a tool that's called SendShare. SendShare is kind of an Oracle-based software solution that has a lot of things in common, that not only does content management, but as well production information, communication channel management. They do targeting. You can do marketing planning, resource management, and distribute content amongst all channels. So it's a single solution. And a very interesting thing is, for example, if you have designs in there, you don't need the designer to change a line of text or something. You can do it right away because it has as well those things like connections to InDesign. So the consultant could just change a text line. Who's using that? IKEA is the largest user. They use that for their catalogs. And they have as well some competition like Content Surf and Pixelbox. And this is really innovation. There are no agencies in this business, only maybe one or two I've heard about. And so you have to apply this. First, you figure out all the ways what kind of content they use. You are applying the content to the system. You bring it in, and once it works, Vita is the case that used it in the most variety of cases, and the guy who has done it at Vita is now with our company. He's leading this company, and it's quite successful. They are not many guys, but I think they can only get few clients anymore because there's so much to do. So this is just a single new way. Here you see as well those lots of things. Here it comes maybe clear to the price list, the printed communications material, the extranet, intranet, and so on, media database. Especially it's hot for companies who have a lot of products and have all those pictures of the products on the server. And this tool brings with the digital asset management all together. So we are the content guys. We are the content guys. We should be able to do that. That's our advantage, and there we are much better than all the other ad agencies and all the internet agencies and whatever. So this was quite successful. The little problem is, don't go for cheap bucks. If you apply this, it costs you over 500,000 for software. So it's nothing easily done, but you have a big project and you stay with it for a while. They can't exchange you that easily because you manage that. So it's another thing of staying in and retaining a client that is being in charge of the tools. Another a bit easier thing is a product I think many of you are in, and I know some companies who are pretty far there. That is social analytics. And we developed a tool. Our social media team, we have some very good analysts there. They developed a tool that's called Social Scan. It's analysis with actionable insights, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that if we have still time. So we need to thoroughly understand the people we want to reach with our campaigns. And clients often know the journalists that cover the branch, but they don't know the digital influencers. So they are very interested in the digital influencers, and that's a true pitch winner. If you can tell them there are so many people around talking about you, we know them because of our analytic tools. And what we do, like the social scan collects, integrates, and visualizes data from a large variety of online sources. And this information is clustered from us around the three main parts of a campaign. We have the target group, we have the stories, we have the target media. Applying these types of tools gives precise answers to questions such as what content resonates most with the target group and increases chances of engagement. And these tools are very valuable to new business and approaching potential clients. So you easily can do such a scan, go to client and tell, do you know about your influencers? And I tell you some. And in many cases, you win the client. besides his regular agency arrangements. So people, stories, and media. And I tell you, I show you two small cases. The one is Pro7 Sat1. It's a German television channel, kind of company that owns many channels. And we successfully used this tool for the media company. And after conducting this analysis, and you see the charts that were coming out, it's always nice charts. We found that the company was not getting the desired buzz on Facebook because the target group they wanted to address, was too narrowly defined. So we had to redevelop the target group and put content there that was really reaching this target group. So it made it more efficient. They got many more users after. Another client recently happened was a spin-off of DEA, German Oil, and RWE. And we helped DEA to develop its new positioning. They have been bought by somebody out, so we did do the whole positioning. And based on our findings from social insights, we suggested topics for DEA that would set the company apart from its competitors. So we could analyze exactly what the competitors, how they reach their target group. That's a nice thing. You can find out everything about your competitors, if they are successful or not. And we could really work on that and base them better with their target groups. So another successful example of applying technology is the field of performance measurement. As you know, tracking and measuring the success of a campaign has become a key part of working with any client. So we're trying to figure out, like real time, how we could do the performance measurement. And it looks like that a bit, because we have tools that immediately can figure out, we call it the movement a campaign is doing. So once we have a lot of people talking about the company or sharing content, we get movement in this chart, and we can address movement to the measures and learn ourselves what is successful and what is not successful. So the movement tells you where to invest more if you are successful with your movement. Then we are going into certain parts with this product. We call it KPI library. We can choose client-based the right KPIs they like, and we have kind of a library where everything is measured according to their KPIs. The client even can get into our system and get the measurements and the data kind of out themselves. We have online dashboards, and the dashboards are a very nice thing, because you have on a single chart, you have all important charts brought together with our tools that coming from various softwares. We work on that and we show them in nice graphics. It's looking like that. So I believe, to come to the conclusion, the ways in which PR agencies can profit from digital change are endless. And we can get a lot of benefits from digitalization, and if we never stop innovation and experimenting. We have to develop those products constantly and update them, and as well exchange with other agencies to learn. And this is the most important thing at such an event as today, is learn from others, because I always figured out ways where others had really interesting tools that we could maybe apply, or we could invest in this area. And so that's a good thing. I hope I have shown you a little bit about some ideas what we did. Thank you.